Alright, let's do more cats. That sounded weird. Let's see if I can pick a combo that doesn't immediately make my accuracy go to hell and back again. I was still doing a decent amount of damage on that last run, but it wasn't good enough. Okay, 6 kibble, or clouds that shoot quickly but inaccurately. We did catnip breath before, so let's grab bag of kibble. I wonder if you can change what your starting cat is. I suppose it's a possibility? I don't know. It can't be weirder than the Cats movie. When does that officially release? Or is that out and people can watch it? Because I was reading the reviews for it yesterday and they were amazing. Like, I've never read reviews so scathing as for Cats that it made me want to watch the movie. And that's special? Because, like... Well, at least we know where the secret is. Like, I don't really like watching movies, to be honest. At this point in my life, I just kind of prefer to read, write some more, play video games, and maybe a movie if I'm feeling particularly brain dead. I think part of my problem is, like, there's only so many movies per year that come out, and most of them are kind of eh. Even the furries hate it. So it comes out tomorrow. Even the furries hated it. That sounds amazingly bad. And they need to consult furries to actually get it right. That would have been interesting. I don't know. If my friend group says, hey, let's go watch Cats, I'll say yes. But unless they do, I'll probably just rent it or something. I don't get to watch a whole lot of train wrecks. But there's something really attractive about watching that one. I actually had no idea. Apparently Shell sings Cats songs. I didn't know that was a Cats song. You probably can't hear her singing in the background, but that's okay. Let's see. Wonder, didn't you have a bad movie club with people from Stumped? Less club, more just occasional bad movie nights, but it's largely dependent on somebody hosting it. The problem is, I don't have a setup that can host more than 4 people watching a movie at once, because it's my professional recording setup, which means, like, if we wanted to have more than X amount of people, we'd effectively have to jam them all in front of in my office, and that would get uncomfortable fast. And then Ash and Jazz probably have the best setup for it. That and, Rick. The problem is, Ash and Jazz are busy and have their own lives, so they can't just, like, always host. And, oh, that was a shop back there. I thought that was the exit. So attacks pass through enemies, become bolts, have knockback, travel faster. Let's see. We want to get pass through enemies. Maybe? Let's do travel faster. Knockback would be interesting on this. I think actually making them go faster reduced my range. Whoops. And normally I would say strike through is probably a really, really good option, but I'm actually not sure if that matters for this game. Most enemies don't come at you in groups. Well, at least I could just spitfire things to death, which I guess is good. We'll just save my gibs. I'll see if I can get some more range. Oh, pause. Damn it. It's gonna take some getting used to. Let's see, no health from that one. Still find how this game handles camera placement to be a little weird. Okay. Well, what does this shop have? Inaccurate attacks become more accurate. Slow to fast, travel farther, travel faster. Well, I already have the quick paw, and I'm not sure if I can double up on those. Okay, that gets me a little bit more. Well, that'll do. Oh, there's a secret paw cache in there. It's like I'm just... Well, I mean, Spitfire, I guess, is the correct term. This sound effect is most definitely... It's weird. Yeah, I don't think I would have needed to pass through. There's like a couple of moments where I might have needed it, but even then, Okay, let's take care of knife box. Damn it. I was hoping I'd be okay. But I don't quite have the scoots that I need. Let me think. But yeah, so as far as bad movie nights go, it's kind of just at the... whenever everybody's up for it. Let's see. Nah, I like this group. Kill the muscle bunny. Then everything else should be okay and fall in line. But yeah, I'd like to maybe host some more stuff, but for the most part, if I'm going to be hosting something, I'd actually rather do something with people in a more interactive sense. I think this kind of goes back to my, like, on movies in general. Is that, like, to some small degree, I'd actually just prefer to play video games or board games or just hang out and chat with people. I think this is something that just comes with being an adult and not having a whole lot of social contact. But movies tend to feel kind of weirdly impersonal to me. Where I'm just like, cool, that was a fun movie. Bye. I'm like, oh, I actually really just wanted to chat with folks for a while. Clearly I need to just, like, run a podcast where it's just adults talking to each other about dumb stuff for a while. Just gonna smack him around. Oops. Do not get munched. Not quite as much stopping power as previous rounds. Decent damage output, but the shotgun was punchier. Doesn't help that this guy goes invincible for long periods of time. Whoops. Okay. I guess you stand still for those. Stand still and let me hit you. Feel you dead. Yep. I am floored I haven't gotten hit by that yet. Okay. I'm just gonna ignore the ads. Kill him first, then go for ads. Then everything will be good. Still don't know what that King's Heart is for. We keep getting it, and it's cool. But I don't understand. I listened to that podcast. Yeah, I just have to find people for it. I was talking about this earlier, but I was trying to look up other YouTubers that still kind of do what I do. And that list has actually gotten a lot smaller over the last couple of years. And most people have kind of transferred over to Twitch, which isn't necessarily bad. Twitch is a pretty good platform. I just hate the lack of archivalness to it. Like, if Twitch could solve its problem and have, like, discoverable videos that last, I think it would actually, like, be a pretty solid platform. One thing that I actually wanted to look into specifically is that I recently discovered my VODs get a huge amount of views, a lot more than I would have expected. Like, twice as much as most people do. And so it might actually be a good idea for me to start, like, producing them as, not proper videos, but, like, seeing if I could actually keep them around. And I don't even know if that's possible. I know it was possible for a bit, but, well, current coin. Let's see, do we have any pause here? No. I haven't seen anything yet. Damn it. I always think I'm just out of range, but I'm not. Okay. You can upload full streams to YouTube. Seen several raw footage, but that's not really what I'm looking to do though, because I already effectively do that, just with a little bit more effort. But what I'd like to do is take my Twitch streams on Twitch and keep it add a little bit more production value, just kind of to the end. Like, you know, I've played 3 games today. Hades, Atomic Crops, and now Cat Lady. And if I could, like, split the VOD up into 3 parts and just have it be, like, Hades VOD. Let's grab this guy. You know, get the Hades VOD from this day and just kind of keep that around perpetually. Instead, even chuck a thumbnail on it. Because, yeah, I know I could put that on YouTube, but that's not really what I'm looking to do, because VOD channels like that tend to not get a whole lot of views or engagement. I was watching Carnage just to see, like, how he handled things. I think it works fine for what he does, but it's very clear that his YouTube audience is mostly just like an amount of his Twitch audience, as opposed to kind of a separate thing entirely. Whereas for me, it's kind of like I have 2 audiences that kind of cross back and forth depending on the series and whatnot. And so if I could cater to both audiences a little bit better, I think it would actually make a big difference. But I don't know. But yeah, so I guess to finish my thought from earlier, dog. My problem with people moving from YouTube to Twitch is it's actually a lot harder for me to find people that... Dog? Dog. Oh, shoot. There we go. You cannot walk, just back away from those characters. Did not work. Hopefully the dog will catch up in the next room. That's got some health in it. Okay, so what do we have? 19. Attacks become bouncing bones, travel farther, pass through enemies. Okay, let's get one more and then go for the bouncing bones. We've already found a secret, so I guess there's the money I need. Damn it. Well, we got plenty of hearts. Ow. We got more hearts. I think the dog doesn't work. At least nearly as well as I'd like it to. But yeah, so I just have trouble, like, specifically finding people that I could, say, approach for, like, hey, you want to do a D&D stream? Or, well, this looks like this is going to be madness. I'm kind of getting stuck. Which is okay, I guess, but... Wander's a boating man. Hell yeah, I am. Damn! So now I've got, like, pass-through. I don't think my attacks pass through enemies anymore. But they certainly bounce off of them repeatedly forever. That honestly works. I love the sexy firefighter bunnies. Why do they exist? Why are they amazing? Oh, I'm stuck in the door. Okay. Because, yeah, effectively to find people, I have to, I effectively have to watch Twitch, ideally during my own time block, and be like, hey, this person seems to have a similar schedule, lifestyle, and interests as me. I really wish hearts... Arts that you don't need wouldn't get collected. Or if they did get collected, they get thrown into some kind of, like, health thing at the end. Gungeon did that well. Where it's just like, ah, you picked up a heart. It'll be like a dispenser at the end. I should be okay. With the level of firepower that I'm currently chucking, this should get easier. It was like, I don't know. I guess years ago I could specifically just look up people's YouTube series. I still kind of can. And be like, hey, this person seems to be kind of interested in the same stuff as me. This enemy's slow fast. Let's see. Let's get wet food pie and this. This is going to be problems. Attacks a lot larger, travel farther. I heard you happen to enjoy bones. Should probably be a little bit more accurate, though there's a little bit of a spread here. Water boner. Big boner. It's some big boning going on right now. Let's see. What am I saying? I don't know. Life is just always weird hard. I really wish there was a... I almost want to say... Not like... Tinder for streamers, but like a social media site for tiered, like, based for streamers and YouTubers and, like, their size and whatnot, and what mic they use and some other things. So you could find people that would be willing to play, like, X game with you. I always get a billion offers whenever I do this sort of thing, but I want to, like, sort through a list and be like, this person has a good mic, this person swears a lot, no thank you. And just kind of sit down and say, like, yeah, this would actually work. Thus far, I've never seen any kind of, like, social media for that. Yeah, a streaming pickup group site, pretty much. Because back when I first started, doing Twitch and YouTube, well, this should make this a lot easier. I have to be a little careful, as I can and will kill these little guys. Ow. Okay. That got me, but that's fine. I'm just gonna focus fire this guy for a while. Ow. If I can just kill him, then we can deal with the rest of the guys in a very safe and easy fashion. Okay, so far so good. Worked out great. Yeah, maybe a subreddit or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. But, hi. Well, Grandma's safe and sound, and you defeated another boss, but the problem persists. What gives? Something must have caused all this. I'm feline, like it all started a couple weeks ago. And? Don't leave us hanging, Billy. Give me a moment. I need to be positive before I draw any conclusions. You know, you don't have to be puntastic with everything you say. Well, Billy ponders. Could you take a couple of cats and keep exploring? We'll keep Grandma safe. Don't worry, Allie. My top cats are on the case. Yeah, maybe a subreddit. Yeah, a subreddit could work. My main problem is, like, filtering and organizing it. Like, no matter what, there are, like, a couple problems with trying to put together any kind of social media / like, pickup group site. For starters, you need, like, filtering and really hard moderating. I think it would work well if you had, like, a Discord, like a relatively limited Discord. Let's swap to this. That'd be interesting, but no, we wanna go Hank. Just purely for the fire rate. We don't really need the chain lightning nearly as much as just the sheer level of oomph that I'm sending out right now. But so, like, a Discord could work, and probably would work the best. As kind of like a, hey, if you, like, screw up and break the rules, you get the boot. It's a little bit more, like, tight-knit. Let's see. Attacks explode when hitting enemies. That sounds fun. Well, that increased my damage output, I think. My bones. I don't think I'm getting that kibble, unfortunately. That sucks. I feel like they should just magnetize you at the end of the room. Well, on the plus side, hot dang. Nothing can get close to me. Hey, there's the secret cache. I was wondering when that was going to end up. I like that system. That's a good system. Let's see. Because, yeah, my issue with something like a subreddit, for example, would be anybody could technically get access to it unless I made it private. And then the issue would be, no matter what the issue would be, like, disseminating and actually getting people to arrive. Well, we found the secret cache already. Awesome. Because, like, how do you convince people to join a social media group with a bunch of random strangers? And how do you make sure you don't end up with, like, a bunch of people that have never streamed before trying to, like, get in the good graces of, you know, Ninja or something? I don't actually know who the current, like, top streamer is. But, like, I don't know. I don't have good answers, and so I've mostly just been waiting for somebody else to come up with it for me. Attacks explode when hitting enemies. Become clouds, shoot in short bursts. Attacks may poison enemies. Let's get a cone of shame and more explosions. I have no idea if doubling up on explosions actually does much. I'm hoping the explosions get bigger and more ridiculous. Or enemies. As cool as it would be to get random people, you always run the risk of one of them going off the rails, spouting toxic crap. Which hammering down on racism, it takes one slip. You're out for weeks and weeks. To be fair, I've never heard of anybody getting banned or in trouble for, like, a guest. As long as they, like, deal with it accordingly fairly quickly. Why have my dudes just turned into white silhouettes? I'm confused. Like, I know with Twitch, I've known people specifically who had, like, a guest show up, or just, they were on Discord and open channel, and somebody showed up and just started yelling slurs. And Twitch did nothing to the person, because obviously not. But I can still see it potentially happening, which is why, yeah, I'd want to vet for other people that are... I guess part of it is, like, I always want to make sure the people I work with from now on have either similar stakes, or I know them in real life. Because that means that there's at least some stakes for them to not go off the rails. I've had some like, kind of sour experiences, even with people that I'd, like, spend a lot of time with. And so, yeah, it's kind of hard to trust people that aren't, you know, to know that they're not just going to mess something up or, like, be really moody one day and be like, I don't want to play this game, so I'm just going to ruin it for everybody. But, like, with people that, say, do streaming or YouTubing for a living, you at least know that there's kind of, like, an element of professionality there. Harder with kind of random guests. So recently, seeing as I don't have many better options, I've specifically been reaching out to my little brother to include him in stuff, because he ain't gonna mess anything up for me. You know, the worst thing that's gonna happen is he's not necessarily outfitted with the best microphones, or, like, oh, this got dumber. He might not be outfitted with the best microphones, and his commentary skills might not be, like, super high quality, but, like, still decent. Oh, pause hidden behind a tree there. I've mostly been relying on how freaking punchy my bones are. to just bust everything up for me. Which tree are we talking about? Oh, I got it. Okay. I was confused about that. But at some point, I'll probably start getting even braver and reaching out to more people. It's just like... I don't know. Maybe something like a dating site set up, content creators look for someone to do co-op for a bit. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it would be. I've heard this same idea, espoused by, like, other people in the past. Like, I know some other streamers that have talked about this. Big ones, too. What was the one? I think it was Baru was talking about it, how he's kind of inherently suspicious of anybody that's trying to, like, reach out to him at this point. Because, he's gotten burned enough in the past, and also, like, I think this was Baru. If it wasn't Baru, it was somebody else, about Baru's size. But he was talking about, you know, you're kind of suspicious because you don't really know if they're just out to, like, try and poach your audience. Because that generally doesn't work, and also just generally leads to kind of weird toxic behaviors. You know, trying to outcompete or outplay someone and show off, which kind of brings the whole thing down. And also just, like, you know, when people are just going to kind of suddenly be kind of douchey about stuff, or just quit. Like, my biggest problem is just, like, getting really invested in people that... Oh, foul owl! Yes! And my biggest problem forever is getting really invested in people that quit YouTube or Twitch after a couple of months. Like, that's kind of rough. Ow. There's a lot going on in here, and I have no idea where the owl has disappeared to. I think we're doing okay. Ow, got it. Hell yeah. I don't even know what we have left at this point. Probably the freezer. Yowza. Yowza, that boss was something else. Well, you've been out there kicking tail. We got us a lead. I cornered one of them haunted busts and made it spill the beans. Told me all these little ghosties are being controlled by a great big ghosty. Remember how last Saturday Grandma went to an estate sale? You know she can't resist a meowvelous deal. Anyway, she came back with 5 old creepy relics. And get this, they're all cursed. Looks like you've already wrangled a few of them. If we can find the rest, maybe we can stop the big baddie and the curse. Pow! Wham! Zap! Make the haunting history. You done with the puns now, Billy? Maybe. Onward and forward, Allie. Keep exploring the mansion. Yeah, what he said. I keep forgetting to use my dog powers, but oh well. Oh, that was it. Well, Courtyard Key is now available. Breadstick's now available. Mr. Puddle's now available. There's something about a fridge that we have access... Ah, there it is. Well, we might as well go spend some stuff. So for starters, let's get the extra HP. Let's see. Might as well grab Amulet of Craving. Another Guiding Crystal. X travel faster. Become fireballs, do more damage. And may blind enemies. And water. Well, that was a pretty good run. I really like the shot combo system in this game. It just feels good. It doesn't quite have the, like, ridiculous nonsense quite yet, but there are definitely some, like, stupid builds that I rather enjoy. Okay, well, shall we dive into this fridge? I guess I don't have much of a choice. So is this just an alternate level 1? I was assuming this would take place immediately... Ow. I was assuming this would take place immediately after the forest we'd go here. But it looks like this is actually just an alternate start location. See, wonder if you ever thought about making a P.O. box for fan deliveries. Are you afraid of the flood of bad dragons? Yeah. I mean, honestly, I could kind of deal with that. It's some of the other potential things that could happen that I think I'm a little bit more worried about. I gotta be pretty upset if somebody sent me, like, I mean, anything biological, which I'm pretty sure is fairly illegal with the exception of, like, maybe that poop box thing. But even then, I don't know. Let's see. Attacks cause enemies to slow their enemies. Yeah, we might as well grab that. So, let's see. Aren't boxes checked for biologic stuff and such? I just know there was a company for a while that let you, like, ship poop to people. And that's, like, that is... Do I want to tell this story? Let's just say I've had bad experiences with Secret Santas, and those were with people that I knew. Or kind of were part of the same, like, student organization as me. And so, like, I've always been a little leery about that sort of thing. But no, I have considered it, and it's actually quite tempting. Just because I think it would be kind of interesting to see what we would get. My main fear is kind of like, once you open that Pandora's box, you can kind of close it because it is a P.O. box. You know, it's not that people are going to know my direct address. I guess people would be able to find out what town I live in, but that information isn't exactly super secret. But no, like, getting unmentionable dragon bits in the mail would be like a, haha, gross. Let's, you know, throw this away immediately. But I would generally request that people not send that sort of thing if I did decide to do it. And I'd honestly have to, like, ask Shell what she thinks before. Because I think if it was just me, and I was just, like, living alone, I would actually be kind of okay with it, because I could just, like, deal. But, you know, I don't want Shell to feel uncomfortable ever. You don't know what bad dragon is, do you? Unless it's something completely different, I'm 90% certain it's... I mean... Historically, I've only ever heard of these things as just... I mean, I guess I can say it. I can't imagine any children will end up watching this game. I feel a little bit weird about it, because this is kind of a kidsy game, but kids shouldn't be watching my content. Kids, go home. Go outside. Anyway, if I got a dragon dildo in the mail, I think I'd be uncomfortable, but I wouldn't be, like, pissed off. It'd be such a waste, because I'd throw it away immediately. Like, I'd rather people send me, like, trash romance novels or something that they got from, like, a secondhand bookshop. Because, like, that would be funny. Like, the more egregious the romance novel, the better, almost, because, haha. Yeah, just checking. I mean, I did say unmentionables. That's a pretty dead giveaway. I know what I'm talking about. I hope. Let's see, is Shell my girlfriend? Fiancé for the next... How long? 10 months? We'll be getting married on... We'll be getting married in October. She doesn't want me to say the specific date. It'll be pretty damn obvious when it's happening. I do not have the damage output I need here. Yeah, we're doing a fall wedding because that's when our anniversary is from starting dating, and so we figured we'd just kind of continue the trend. Your wedding is private. Kind of. I think there's more just kind of the small fear that people will, like, use that opportunity to rob our house, which I guess is fair. I was reading about a deputy that was specifically reading obituaries and breaking into people's houses. Which is kind of just sad. Shell would be happy if she got rubber duckies. It sounds like Wander's okay with getting bad fan fiction in the mail. Mostly. I think if I got bad fan fiction tying me to ex-friends, I'd be kind of pissed. But I mean that should kind of go without saying. Shell doesn't like fan fiction. Shell would prefer it if people, so, I guess part of it is, like, and I do agree with Shell. A lot of people put a lot of effort into stuff like fanfiction and whatnot, when they could be making something completely original, and kind of their own. And, in general, I'm kind of in the same, like, mindset of, like, man, I wish people would stop making Pokemon fan games and just start making Pokemon-likes. Yeah, what about good fan fiction, though? I mean, I think good fan fiction's worthwhile, too, but at the same time, make your own thing, and then sell it. Let's see, look at Unlisted Leaf. Oh. That's something else? I'll have to look into it. I guess we can look at it now, seeing as I'm talking about it. What is Unlisted Leaf? Oh, do they do Pokemon draft stuff? Okay, I get it. Yeah, I actually bought a, I'm gonna say it's a Pokemon-like earlier today. It definitely looks like an old-school Pokemon game. We can even, I think it's called Disc Monsters. It's very much like an homage kind of game. But it's super unapologetic with its influences, but it's completely original start to finish. And I'm actually really excited to play it. Let me take a look. Okay, what's the game? Okay, not cat. Games and software. Can I search based on what I have installed? Turn that off. Oh, I see. Here we go. Disc Creatures is the name of the game. I'm just gonna pull it up on display capture. Nope. Okay. But, like, that is very much like OG Pokemon. But you do, like, 3v3 fights, and you have, like, a bunch of different, strategy in there. Like, the creatures don't actually look that interesting. But I'm so much more excited to play this than, like, a Pokemon-like, for example. And, to be fair, like, this, to me, could have been reskinned as a Pokemon game and just felt normal, but they effectively made their own thing, and so, you know, fanfiction's a good way to hone your skills, and a lot of good fanfiction's modified and becomes original works. And that's effectively what this is. I just wish more people would go that extra mile and modify it. For the attacks may burn enemies. Yeah, we'll grab that. A little bit of extra damage is lovely. That's Dragon Quest Monsters. Yep. And, like, that's... Dragon Quest Monsters is the Monster Collection game that I grew up with. Like, Pokemon was fun, but I played so much DQM compared to Pokemon. Oh, it's the Onigiri that heals. Ow. At least we've got a decent chunk of AoE here. Should probably use Marshmallow. Ow, 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 ow. Freaking Ghost is just hemming me in here. I have no idea what those guys' attack pattern is. So if anybody were to ever send me fanfiction, I'd prefer it if they actually just sent me their own original writing. Mainly because, like, it's so much easier for me to sit down and be like, man, this is good stuff. and, you know, read it out loud. Maybe. Maybe not. That would definitely depend on the person. Definitely wouldn't, like, do a fully produced, like, book on tape for somebody, though. That would be a bit tough. That would have to be, like, an actually syndicated writing thing. Otherwise, yeah. I loved it. Although training dragons may not have been the only training dragons may not have been the smartest idea. You know what? I did the same thing with the machine monsters and slimes. The Wander fanfiction hour. Just sit down and read fanfiction you were sent. Yeah, I mean, it's very much like something that I could and would even do. This is not the most exciting of builds, unfortunately. We haven't gotten any of the really good stuff yet. It's the overly friendly fridge. Well, at least we've got chain lightning to more or less just knock these things down, and hopefully we can set them on fire. Oh. Yeah, the noodles are kind of hard to deal with. Whoop. Ah! I was watching Jazz play this earlier, and it looked fun. But tough. Okay. Wait. Don't you dare heal. This is a no healing zone. You freaking fridge. Okay, I haven't gotten hit yet. Bad fridge. Okay. Still haven't gotten hit yet, which I'm quite proud of. Some of these attacks had a max range. Give myself just a little bit of leeway would be lovely. Ow, ow, ow. Well, at least there's iframes. Okay, so do not try and go around him. The noodles will screwbles you over. And that does not work nearly as well as I would have liked. Oh, it's okay. He's going down. He's just going down slow. Yeah, this is very much a room clear type build, less on killing bosses. Those are some little noodles. I probably should have switched Marshmallow out for something a little bit more single target. I think we had the Robocat go by a couple of times, and I was just like, nah. And then that was foolish of me. Now, did he have anything, or is that just a soul? I was expecting he'd have a relic on him, but oh well. Oh. Gorzar! Bless you. Bless me. No, silly. We figured out the name of the one responsible for all this. Gorzars are the reason for everything in the mansion's haunted. For Grandma acting all funny, all of it. For real? I was right? Perfect. I was right. Uh-huh. Keep beating the bosses and collecting as many of the relics as we can. And this formidable foe will have nowhere to hide. Exactly. Looks like we need one more relic, and we'll be all set. We've looked literally everywhere. Where else could he be hiding? That was a good one. Literally. Nice. The relics we're after... If the relics are what we're after, I wonder what the next one will be. Let's keep the search going, Allie. We gotta be close. Mansion is still haunted, and someone or something is after Grandma. Can Allie set things right? You can now explore the mansion's areas in any order with Dum Dum's keys. Keep gathering essence to unlock more goodies and cats. Join our Discord. Yeah, thanks for playing. Well, let's finish this run. At least. Or that was just it. Oh, I guess we're just back. Cool. Well, that might have been a bit of a short one. But that's okay. Let's do attacks are move larger. Oh, that works. Attack slower, but do more damage. Enemies may drop more goodies. Let's go with that. And can't get anything else. I guess we can get breadsticks. He's hit, causing earth-shattering tremors to damage enemies around him. Mr. Puddles shakes goopy gunk onto nearby enemies when guided to a position. Can't get cantaloupe yet. Should probably start buying some of the cat weapons. Because I think I can start with them. Some of them. Don't know which. Maybe I have to get him first and then get the other ones. I don't really know. Anyway. I have no idea how I'm going to edit this up. This might be a bit of a hodgepodge. But, because I've got like one 15-minute episode, then a 30-minute episode, then another 15-minute. So this might take some editing. We'll see how this goes. But for now, thanks for watching. I'm gonna probably go to bed.